Gotta get silent phone, boy.
Good afternoon. My name is Renison Jeffrey, and this is the Workers' Rights Platform. Here is where we talk controversial issues and what is taking place within our country. Because I believe there are not unfairness that is taking place that goes unnoticed in certain industry. And what we are doing here today is to highlight some of the facts that is taking place in which nobody wants to even tell you. So sometimes you're walking into a trap and and on a Thursday we have this discussion with Mr. Alan Sampson. You've seen him on screen, and we have Mr. Claus, in which we run a little series on the men show before, but I bring him here because of his expertise in the subject. So, Mr. Claus, you could introduce yourself.
Trinidad and Tobago, good afternoon. Alright, a lot of things does happen, and it's because of lack of information. And we were discussing earlier on in some of the sectors in Trinidad where people are employed, what does be happening. And a lot of the things happen because people don't really understand their rights. They don't understand what they're supposed to do. The employer sometimes may not even understand the rights of his employees. And for some time, I just want to say, well, all employers bad. Sometimes they really don't know. Some of them know, they damn well know, and they just do a lot of nonsense. But in cases where they might know, we're hoping that programs like this not only sensitize the nation and probably the injustices, but what could be done to correct them both on the worker side and the employer side. So I think today we're dealing with some of the stuff from the securities, the security division. People just talk about security officers and the value. And for somebody who protecting your assets, protecting your what I call it, your material infrastructure, and at times lives. Your own life, the human aspect of the job. We have a lot of officers suffering for a lot of things, including salaries. So, we want to just touch on that. I think we're bringing on Mr.
Alan Sampson.
Mr. Alan Sampson.
A pleasant good afternoon. My name is Alan Sampson, employed in the security industry for a number of years. I'm a former member of the Estate Police Association, struggle for the rights of security officers in the industry for the past 10 years. There is a number of issues security officers face: health and safety, compensation of security officers. Just as Moses lead the people out of bondage, we too will be led out of bondage from these oppressive employers and government. Security deserve a better wage increase and decent living. We are calling on all security officers employed within the security industry of Trinidad and Tobago, past and present, on the 30th of October 2022 to a mobilization drive at the promenade in Sawa at 10 a.m. As we as security officers come together to highlight our plight and send a message to these frivolous employers. I can be contacted at 373-5283 or Renaissance Jeffrey 331-2676 or First Wave Movement 287 779 440. Right? And I would like to say, I have visited the National Insurance Board today, and what I have seen is a disgrace. Employers are taking out money from their employee salary and not remitting it to the National Insurance Board. And when I visited the National Insurance Board with some of these employees, it's a shame. Some of them have been working for 8 years, and it's only 20 contribution is showing up. Right? And some of the contribution is not even 20 at least. because some of them showing 49, 36, all kind of thing. Right? And I'm saying, some of these employers should be jailed. And I owe no apology. I will be taking up the plight of these officers. Right? I'm writing to the National Insurance Board and to the employers. I am sending a clear message to these employers. Stop taking out NIS from these employees' salary and not remitting it to the National Insurance Board. It is a summary offense. And the government give you all an extension of time, and you will never come up with these extension of time to pay these outstanding monies. And just imagine the woman, not the officer, was pregnant, and when she go to sending, she claimed no claim.
So what you're saying
What
then?
you have to do?
So Mr. Sampson, what you're saying then is specifically is that you would have went to the insurance board today in
Yeah.
Trinidad, the National Insurance Board,
Yeah.
to deal with the sorry. Let me retract that statement. You would have went to find out if the contribution for NIS was paid by National Insurance and
National. Yeah,
Yes.
but
In
that
the presence of the employees.
and that is a problem that we have, and not only probably that particular security firm. Alright, and that is something that could be dealt with in the industrial court. Now, as again, it have a process to move and really start to, because you can't be taking out people NIS and the health surcharge and not paying it. You have to pay the remittances. And it have a lot of companies in Trinidad, not just security companies as well. You know, I doesn't want to pound nobody and pass the blame game. But at times, these are things that we supposed to be on point on, alright? Unions and organizations, because it have real injustices being done. And the point is there is more do it to people in the lower strata, for want of a better term, meaning that there is people who can't really help themselves. I think that is one of the reasons we have the workers' rights platform, because you want to go outside there, you have to let people know. You have to let them know the truth, let them know about their rights, let them know, you know, how to move. Because that's a simple industrial relations matter, and it's something that could be dealt with. It's you know, probably in the near future we will be talking to you about it, you know, comrades, so we could really help assist the lady and the woman, because that is something we have to deal with. Definitely we have to deal with that.
And my thing concerning that is that I find the penalties should be stiffer on the businessmen that run in these organizations, because I find the penalties come like just a slap on the wrist. Because what you did today, Mr. Sampson, is that if it is that you had something to do or you was tapping at duty, that is a whole day. That is a whole day that you spend outside it to find out if our employer pay or not. And to me, that is madness. That is badness.
And I would like to throw that challenge to every employer in the security industry. He who has no sin, cast the first stone. I am challenging any employer to come at me.
But really and truly, you know, is until these issues start coming to the forefront, and probably somebody might be seeing this podcast, seeing this live, and they might say, but wait now, I had that same problem too. But me and get my NIS, and you know, and you see, it has come up in some weird times. Like, take for instance, we just came out of a pandemic, and it had some people, I think the government had issued a statement where they say during the pandemic there was urging companies to have pandemic leave. You know, sit with your unions, talk, have the pandemic leave and that kind of thing. So the workers wouldn't really feel the pinch when you're sick and you can't go outside to even buy medicine. You know, you could still have your salary coming and you could send somebody or whatnot, and that and to try and see if we could, you know, maintain your family, maintain your standard of living during the pandemic. However, some employees, workers, had to go and claim from NIS because in cases companies say they couldn't afford to pay for when they're home and that kind of thing. And it was a whole grimy time. As well as that companies who could have paid and just refused to do it for whatever reason. Alright? All these things is that we have to bring it to the forefront. We have to be able to deal with it, and just the sharing of information, you know. Somebody might know about industrial relations here, the workers' rights channel, well as workers' rights. So we will be integrating industrial relations with it because that's the basic thing. Alright, so definitely is something that we have to look into. The help, Commander, you can tell you that we'll be there on the 30th supporting the match. The help is coming. In addition to that, we're still willing to give you any assistance in terms of the guidance with the industrial relations in being, because that is our reference.
The other issue that security officers are faced within the security industry is that after you work with a company for 20, 30, 40 years, and you have served that company diligently, and when you reach the age of retirement, 60, and you're about to go home, the company pays you nothing. All they hear you is a shaker. They tell you thank you for your years of service, and it's unfair. It is unfair. Because I know most of my comrades who went home receiving nothing as shaken. If they put nothing in place, they get nothing from the company. And some of them end up crying. Some of them end up taking it on and getting stroke because they were affected both mentally, spiritually, and socially, and economically.
Wow. After for so long, they just send them home just so. And you see these things are taking place within our economy. It have to stop.
And it have laws to prevent that. It have the laws to deal with that kind of thing. Once you work for a year, once you work and you're identified as a worker, they have to pay you your severance. It's part of your benefit. It even go as far.
Notwithstanding that, remember, security officers are not considered workers under the Act, and this is where we have some challenges at this present time, because there are judgments in certain instances, right? And if we are not under the Act, well then let us get a sectorial order in place for security officers. I am not calling for no private security bill. I am calling for a sectorial order where it will be managed, and union will have the bargaining status in terms of negotiation and so forth, in terms of what sort of compensation should be paid for us.
Because right now, Samson, is that security, you see, people don't understand, and we will continue to bring up that security officers work on a minimum of 1750 hour clause, and their normal hours as granted by the court is 12 hours.
It's 12 hours.
So them have to work for 12 hours flat, and after that they become to have they come overtime. It's considered overtime after 12 hours. And what they are doing to them is that they, under the minimum wage order, they are not covered underneath the order. So what is taking place with them, the normal benefits in which a worker go get on a daily basis or a yearly basis, them is just purely left at the mercies of the employer, unless they have a collective bargaining agreement. There's nobody standing up, only for the precepted officers. Them that have gone and precept and thing, yeah. But other than that, the rest of them, not at all.
And comrade, that is my point. Right? And this is where the security officers, and that is, I applaud the work that you're doing, comrade. There are laws that will benefit you in any and all categories of work. If you have a RMU status for the particular company, which is just 51% of the workers, you can have a collective agreement.
Correct.
Right? So what is it you say I was looking for? A
sectorial order.
A sectorial order, right. You can have a collective agreement, but the work starts, and what is it doing there is part of the work, which is first organizing the workers, alright, and then you put them into, you know, whatever union. We go into a list of things just now. And nonetheless, you know, because you're free to join any union, and after which, you know, you have a RMU and you start the collective bargaining process, which would help the workers. What does happen is that sometimes, and I can't blame workers too, sometimes they just look at by me joining a union, fear victimization, and that kind of thing. But the only how you can, a union, if you take out the U and the I, the U and I, you have none. and you have no rights, you have nothing. So you have to come as people. A union is people, you know. A union is not really the stamp on the paper. A union is really the people. Your officers in the union is the voices of the people, the ones who could talk on behalf of the people. OWTU is not Roger. OWTU is the workers that make up the organization who Comrade Roger does talk for on behalf. He's the spokesman for these workers. And when you get that in mind, the security officers, you see, it is a stereotype to the had the mentality as, look, as a security officer, me worth nothing. Look at the kind of money them fellas was carrying, protecting this man thing in
Pennywise.
In the Pennywise thing, in the Pennywise heist.
Comrade, you have something to say about that thing, because you would have sent me the link concerning the funeral. And what you think concerning the turnout in that funeral, and how you think the treat with giving the man the last rites, the company especially.
What you said?
I say concerning the funeral that would have taken place with the thing in Pennywise. How you find the company with a treat with the man last rites?
To me, the company has treat with the officer last rites like they don't care, because to me it's supposed to have more turnout than what I saw in that thing. Because from what I understand, a memo, I have never even seen a memo that went out to say that today is the funeral, right? Is who no, who I know, that's it.
And Commander, what I'm saying is, we is the people. We is the people have to start networking and coming together. You can't sit down and wait for the Comrade, I doesn't want to because
no.
I'm a little passionate about the subjects. Whereas the company has the right to do, and they're supposed to let the workers know and all that kind of thing. Comrade, he is one of us. Comrade, he is one of us. We lost a comrade. Right? I mean, my condolences go to the family and things, but we lost a comrade. So, as I said, this is something that we really have to start looking into deeper. Letting the people see, look, this is the reality of it. We can't win this war by just standing out and talking and grousing because you have something. We have to come together and start making the moves. And I really congratulate you on organizing the march. It is a step in the right direction. I really hope that the turnout comes with a lot of security, because there are a lot of security officers who are under pressure, and there are ways around the system, you know.
Just imagine you have a dog which is a canine, and the dog working for more money than the handler.
And the dog can't spend the money. And the dog can't go. The dog don't have to face the ghost. You understand what I'm saying?
And it is unfair.
So, comrade, we really have to come together. We go have some further discussions on the matter. Whereas, you know, what are the rights? We will investigate for what I don't know. I'm not too familiar with the rights of security officers. I will definitely go in depth in it to see how the Workers' Rights Channel could assist. And as you know, we're making the people aware of what it is we're doing, but we have to follow up on this matter, you know. And we support it on the 30th of 10 a.m., 30th of October.
Yeah.
30th of October.
30th of October, 10:30.
10:30 a.m.
Yeah. But also, you have to look at employers dipping their hand in the officer's salary and charging them scrupulous payments, taking out 2 days fine, all kind of things, for just saying that how you abandoned your job,
your post,
you didn't call on time, and so forth. I am asking you, what constitutes the word abandonment? What constitutes it?
Well, comrades,
you need to find that within law.
Comrades, in the absence of any law, which is a collective agreement, people can do what they want. All we giving the employer, we handing the employer the whip to cut we own tail. You understand what I'm saying? So we have to come together and start, you know, organizing, and not only security. You know, the next area that is really the victim. You see, store owners and grocery operators who have the is the same.
I just don't think they're working in our store. Then I started working on the system because they're working 40 hours a week. They're working at 39 just for them not to pay the overtime, you know. They cutting the extra hour, you know.
Come on, it's easy.
So it is not only happening in security companies alone. I am calling on the who is affected to come forward also, you know.
Exactly. Everybody's supposed to be outside here.
Security officers, all those who will may come.
Well, we don't run to really light out of the bag in Allen, but we come in with something very serious soon
To help some of these workers. Comrades, all that we need help. Comrades, all that we need help.
Because I'm telling you, security officers are crying. There is a voice crying in the wilderness that we are being oppressed by these scrupulous employers on a daily basis, knowing the tasks and the job that we are called to do, and they are sending us there to face the criminal element on a daily basis, where you are not provided with radio communication. They expect you to use your phone to call them. Your phone is your personal phone. They're not even giving you a phone. They're not even giving you a WTC to contact them, but they expect you to wait until something happens on that location. And if you contact them, they are telling you to write a report and they want to discipline you. I can't see that.
Comrade, don't worry. Comrade, as I say, is that time. Order don't come unless it have a little chaos. Sunny days do be special unless rainfall. You understand? So we had to make hay when the sun is shining, and now that the rain is falling, collect the water for we to drink when we as workers decide to start to turn up the heat. Right?
I'm glad I say that. When we start to turn up the heat.
When we as workers.
PSA, teachers, fire, prisons, all of them marching for more money. I am saying what happened to security officers.
The security officers have no union backing them. None. There are no union backing them. It's only the EPA, and the EPA would have instructed them that they cannot match. That there is a creature statute. You understand what I mean? And nobody really dealing with the officers, because to be a constable, you have to pass through the rank of officer first. And seeing that they're trying to separate the two, the security from the precepted officers, that within itself is an oxymoron, is a fallacy.
Come on, divide and rule. Divide and rule.
Yeah, divide and rule.
Yeah, divide and rule. We see that happening every day. We see that happening in the politics. Comrade, we ain't going to talk about the politics yet, but a nation is being divided, and they put in particular groups, haves and have-nots, race. They use all kind of tools to divide, and what happen? When they divide, we get weak. Comrade, that's why we had to come. So we applaud, we definitely applaud the initiative, whereby the security officers could come together. And we not only just the security officers, anybody could join and, let me come stand up here what I have to say. Stand out and, let your voices start to be heard.
And you see this program going near and it going far. We know a lot of you listening to this program. Because right about now, what taking place here, when we just start off, we start off like a little voice, a little flicker. But the amount of people that is reaching out and is crying out for the many injustices that is taking place throughout Trinidad and Tobago. What I am saying here this evening, there is a platform here in which we unbiased and we give unbiased opinion.
We give the truth, whole truth, nothing but the truth.
Nothing but the truth.
Because we're from the people, for the people, and by the people.
That is that. we just make a little humor out of it. But comrade, I've seen time running out there, and before we go, comrade, give me a closing speech that you might have, Mr. Sampson.
Anything you want to leave with us before we leave?
I am saying the hearts of security officers are crying out. We need help. We need help. We need help. The voice of God, the voice of the people is the voice of God. And Amen. Security officers deserve more than this. I am saying far too long. And the king must not stay on top and throw the bone for the dogs. We are not dogs. we must be considered as workers too. And I am asking everybody on Sunday the 30th, come out in your large numbers. Come out and let your voice be heard. Don't sit down. We will stand by. We will not stand either by and see the employer take advantage of you.
Well said.
And people, you remember where Mr. Sampson now say, you are not dogs. You are a human being. You deserve to be treated as such. And it don't matter you have the money or not, you work for something. And I deserve, and I believe in my heart that they should get paid for it. We are not dogs, we are human beings. And we deserve better. Now there is a movement that's starting here that come from you. Watch me. Oh, here's the backbone here. You know? You will not find a broadcast like this on no mainstream media. Come out. Come out and stand up. There is a call for you, you know. The next call coming in. Right now I'm biting my tongue. I ain't ready to tell you yet. But this thing will stop just now, you know.
Comrade, help will come when help is needed. You understand? So hold the fort.
And help is on its way.
Help will come when help is needed. Hold the fort, comrade. Hold the fort.
Well, you know, this is the Workers' Rights Platform. My name is Renison Jeffrey. This is Claus, Mr. Claus. And Samson.
Yeah.
And then Samson that we have on the line, and tune in next week when we come again. Thursday with this talk here with the security industry. I hope all you enjoy the broadcast today.
Like, subscribe, and share.
Well, you don't know.
Right.
And it's that.
Katao. I have to run past here. You alright?